Now, this is the segment we set aside for a little something we like to call Today in Crazy. Today in Crazy, and it's kind of cheating when you do Today in Crazy segments to pull headlines from California, right? Never a shortage of Today in Crazy fodder in the Golden State. It's also cheating to pull headlines from the Squad in Washington, D.C. But I'm not above it. So yesterday I noticed on Twitter, quite surprisingly at the time, that Squad members Cori Bush and Ilhan Omar were tweeting about Memorial Day. I mean, that's kind of the last place I expected the people who have given up their lives for America to be honored by people who think that Palestinians have been colonized by Israel, the woke left, the lefties of the left, Cori Bush and Ilhan Omar. But hey, you know, maybe they come to the realization, Omar has, that coming here from Somalia and marrying her brother and not being prosecuted for it makes America a great country. Maybe Cori Bush recognizes that continuing to further the utter fabrication and nonsense that Michael Brown was killed because he was part of the systemic racism in Ferguson, Missouri, and the whole hands up, don't shoot thing is a bunch of malarkey, and she parlayed it into a seat in Congress, that makes America a great country? No. Neither one of those realizations has come to either one of these whack jobs, but they were posting about Memorial Day. So I was interested. And Cori Bush posted, this Memorial Day and every day, we honor our veterans in St. Louis. We must invest in universal health care, affordable housing, comprehensive mental health services, and educational. Ilhan Omar's tweet, remarkably similar, posted a few minutes later after Cori Bush, said, on Memorial Day, we honor the heroic men and women who served our country. We owe them more than gratitude. They have more than earned access to quality mental health services, job opportunities, housing assistance, and the benefits they were promised. Do they know the difference between Memorial Day, which is a holiday to commemorate what? Those who gave their lives for America, and Veterans Day? On Veterans Day, these tweets would have been entirely appropriate. But on Memorial Day, when we think of the people who gave their lives to preserve the freedom we have in America, including the freedom to have two utter imbeciles elected to Congress, that is not the time to advocate for people who died in war to get affordable housing and better health benefits. Because sadly, they are past the time when either of those things or any of the other agenda items of Cori Bush or Ilhan Omar would benefit them. That's Today in Crazy headline number one. Now, Today in Crazy headline number two, I mean, if I'm cheating using headlines from the Squad, I might as well go all the way in my cheating and pull a headline from the state of California. Dateline Mountain View, California, where two high school students have received $1 million in a settlement with their former law school. St. Francis High School, that's right, a parochial school, a Christian school, expelled the students 4 years ago for wearing blackface and posting pictures about it. How did they win $1 million from the school? Oh, it turns out that the blackface was an acne mask that the two of them donned at age 14 to get rid of acne. That it was not a political statement, that it was not a demonstration of systemic racism or white supremacy. They were just trying to get rid of their pimples. And so St. Francis has paid them $1 million now and is still not admitting that it was wrong. We respectfully disagree with the jury's conclusion. Well, you can disagree with it, just pay up. And shut up while you're at it. The students' parents said, we would never wish the pain, humiliation, and suffering St. Francis has inflicted on our families on anyone, but we are thankful that the jury has spoken and vindicated our boys and forced St. Francis to finally take responsibility for its repeated personal attacks on our boys. Good job. Good job. Today in Crazy headline number 3 concerns the Health and Human Services division of the Biden administration, which has established and unveiled now its new equity agenda for kidney transplants. Yes, you may be shocked to know that kidney disease and the transplants that are often a necessity to combat it are, in fact, like everything else the Biden administration looks at, racist. Xavier Becerra, head of the Health and Human Services Department, says the new guidelines are aimed at rooting out racial inequities in the transplant process. Now, you, like me, may have been under the mistaken impression that the sicker you are with kidney disease portends whether you will be prioritized as a kidney transplant recipient. And then, of course, they also have to have a match for you, and that process is colorblind. But you, according to Xavier Becerra and the rest of the knuckleheads at HHS, are wrong. They have established a system that would place 90 of the nation's 257 transplant hospitals into a pilot program that uses an annual point system to grade participants. A successful kidney transplant counts as 1 point. A transplant furnished to a lower income patient, however, counts as 1.2 points, thanks to the, quote, health equity performance adjustment. Now, what are the benefits of giving kidney transplants to low-income participants versus rich people or non-low-income participants who have kidney disease? At the end of the year, the points are applied to a transplant quota. Hospitals that meet their quota receive as much as $8,000 per transplant. Those that do not may have to pay up to $2,000 per transplant. So before you take out that bad kidney in the hardworking plumber or pipe fitter or electrician in your hospital, consider the fact that you may be imperiling an $8,000 payoff from the government, and may, in fact, if you have to pay $2,000 to Health and Human Services, be costing your hospital $10,000 by treating the sickest person with the kidney that matches as a priority. That is today.